I'm disappointed that Bridget isn't on the show. I would love to have a relationship with my daughters. I mean, they mean the world to me. I would love to have a relationship with my brother where we can get together and spend time. Everything in my life, I destroyed it for whatever reason. My life is another mess right now.
You really wish Bridget had been here, right?
Yes.
So you could tell her what?
That I love her?
Well, hang on. Just tell her. Bridget, there she is.
Hi.
Hello, Bridget. I love you. I'm sorry for what I've done to you, to everybody.
She volunteered to be part of this long before you talked to her, and she didn't want you to know that she was going to be part of it until you got here, because she didn't want you trying to manipulate anything she was going to say. She didn't want you pestering her mother, right, Bridget?
Yeah, that's correct.
What do you want to see him do? What do you hope for him?
Well, the main thing I want him to do is step up more with his mother. I think that would be the first change I would like to see. Other than getting help, I think he needs help, and he's always needed help. And just be the best version of himself that he can be.
Well, you said to me that you thought you might be a narcissist. And listen, I'm not, as I said to your brother and Bridget before you came out here, we were talking before you even got out here. I can't diagnose you. In order to do that, I'd have to go through a whole process and a lot of psychometrics and structured interview and some things that I haven't done, but I suspect I would conclude that that's not true, that you don't have a narcissistic personality disorder. I don't think it's even a close call. You tend to have more of an adult oppositional defiant disorder, and oppositional defiant disorder is something that you apply only to children, but you kind of act like a big kid. Oppositional defiant disorder is a frequent and persistent pattern of angry, irritable mood, argumentative, defiant behavior, or vindictiveness. Loses temper, touchy, easily annoyed, angry and resentful, often argues with authority figures, refuses to comply to rules, deliberately annoys others, blames others, spiteful and vindictive.
That sounds pretty accurate.
I mean, you check a lot of the boxes, right? And this is generally something that's applied to children and adolescents, but like I say, I'm not really into labels, so this wouldn't be a proper diagnosis for an adult, but the behavioral characteristics are, pretty much there. You've been to see Dr. Daniel Amen, and there are some brain irregularities, but from what you're telling me, you're not doing any of the things that you really need to consistently, persistently do to help heal that part of your brain. There are things you can do to change this. And, I asked Bridget if you were really interested in her, and I asked her in front of you, and she said, no, when you talk about you. And you've heard me say this. I know if you watch me consistently, because I believe this to the core of my soul. If you have a void within you, if you have an emptiness within you, the easiest, best way you can fill that is to give away to others what you need the most yourself. There's givers in this world and there's takers. And I think everybody in your life would describe you as a taker. Now, does that mean you're a bad person? No, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you've been programmed. You weren't held accountable when you were young. You were violated when you were young. You were never programmed to be somebody that engages in relationships in a collaborative way where you give to people. You've never learned that. And I'm promising you it's the greatest gift you could give yourself. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.